Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Incredible experiences I've ever been part of was taking part in a television show called The Assembly. It's hosted by Leigh Sales and it follows autistic journalism students. I was one of 6, I think, who got to be interviewed by these students in what was one of the most incredible days I've ever had. Leigh's here to tell us more. Hi, Leigh.
Hello. How are you?
Very well. So I know that Love on the Spectrum has done incredible things for how neurodivergent people are seen in terms of relationships. This, in a way, is that a version of that for employment, maybe.
Yeah. And it was just, as you say, I mean, I know I would say this, but it was the most amazing thing to be involved with. And it was surprising, you know, the kind of questions that people would come up with were just so interesting and amazing. I think one of my favourites was when Dylan asked Hamish Blake, how much money do you have in dollars and cents? And so they'd often ask, you know, stuff like that. It was just fantastic.
How long was the show? I don't think there's enough time.
To discuss how much money Hamish has.
He's just sitting on a big money pile, that guy.
But the nature of it too, and this is what you'd said to me beforehand, is that each student gets 3 questions and the questions won't necessarily be related to each other. But even the lightest whimsical question, it's all asked with the same intensity and integrity. So you can't bat a question away, really.
Well, and it's fascinating as somebody who's kind of interviewed people for a living to be watching that unfold, because in a normal interview, the person can kind of, if they're very experienced, they sort of know what's going to be coming and the general vibe of it. Whereas with this one, because you could be asked in one sort of moment, what's the biggest lesson your parents taught you? And the very next one, have you ever ridden a horse on the beach at the sunset? It was, the talent has to be really on their toes. You can see everyone. I mean, did you feel like that?
I was exhausted. And I saw in the promo, I'd forgotten about the question that I was asked. What's the last sound you want to hear before you die?
Oh.
I can't remember how I answered it because at the time it was almost overwhelming.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And it's sort of really like, whew, I think you said something like someone telling you that they loved you.
Oh, I'm going to cry it myself. I cried a lot during that interview. And when I spoke about it on air the next day, I cried.
Yeah.
It's so disarming, isn't it?
So disarming. There was a few times one of my jobs on the show is I'm there when the interview happens, like when someone like Amanda comes in, just to be sort of a gentle steer. But then I would be working with them before the interview to help them work out what they wanted to ask. And sometimes on those shoot days, I'd feel like I'm going to have to just walk out of the set because I'm just going to bawl. Like there was one day where this lovely guy, Dylan, we were prepping for Delta Goodrem, and I said, okay, what do you think you might like to ask Delta? And he goes, I would like to know, what does it feel like to be confident? And it was just like an absolute
sucks the air out of you, doesn't it?
It sucked the air out of me. And I just thought, oh, this lovely boy, and just just to be curious, like, wonder what that feels like to be confident, you know. And it was just so, yeah. And they'd often say things like that. It was really full on.
So there's me, there's Delta. These are all separate episodes. There's Anthony Albanese.
Yeah.
There's Adam Goods,
Hamish Blake,
Sam Neill,
yeah. When you said Anthony Albanese, you reminded me, Abby, who's this wonderful girl, referred to him as Anthony the whole time. Anthony.
Didn't someone ask him how many girls he's kissed?
Yeah.
So good. It's so disarming.
What happens if you don't answer it truthfully? Say, for example, how many girls have you kissed?
Do you know what?
Can you bat it? Can you, as you said before, you can't really bat that question.
Well, you're not
away.
tied up to a lie detector.
No, it's not like.
Look, they're such a kind-hearted, sincere group of people that if you kind of spin a lie or you duck something, they aren't going to pull you up on it. But you just look awful because they're such a sincere, earnest group of people. So it really makes it hard, I think, for people to not engage with things in a very sort of deliberate way. Do you know what they did, the cheeky buggers? They tried to set me up on a date with Sam Neill.
Oh, I'm jealous of you and him. I want to be there. How did that go?
So Dale said to Sam, you know, when we did the research on you, we noticed that you used to date an Australian journalist. Well, we have got our own single Australian journalist here. Would you consider going on a date with Leigh Sales?
Oh.
Wow.
And I was like, you were supposed to run all these questions past me. So Sam and I were just dying. And then, of course, every time I ever showed up at work for the next 6 weeks, as soon as I walked in, they'd all come bounding over and go, have you gone on a date with Sam yet?
And now I want to know, have you?
Have you?
Can't say too much. No, I have not. Before the reveal starts, I have not gone
You
on
have
a
a
date
big love
with
bite on
Sam
your neck
Neill.
and the
You
Logies
make a
were
nice
last night.
couple. I like the idea of you and Sam.
Oh, don't you get on the bandwagon.
Well, I'm just saying. I think it'd be nice. I see there's a nice.
Now that Anthony's off the market.
Well,
That's right.
well, the assembly tomorrow night. It's 8:30 on the ABC and all episodes on ABC iView. Leigh, it's always great to catch up with you.
I love coming in and catching up with you guys. It's fantastic.
A treat.